Welcome to Prime Minister's office. When I was told that there are fresh graduates, youngsters from Harvard Business School, I was in Boston 2017. Harvard Forum Pakistan invited me actually for a talk. When I had that brief interaction and I'd stayed there for 2 or 3 days, I literally fell in love with the town, the environment, the milieu. I mean, you get energy. And that is uncomparable. But I'll listen to you more and say less. This is what I'll try. But I always get tempted as a politician that I prefer to speak more. So yeah, please introduce yourself.
Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, it's an honor to be in your presence. In front of you today sit around 40 of my fellow classmates from Harvard Business School. They represent 10 different nationalities and they represent many different experiences and backgrounds given their work experiences all around the world, from tech sector to manufacturing to space to consulting to banking to so many different fields. Thank you so much for hosting us here today. It's a privilege to be with you. I'm Yusuf Akhlaq. I'm Pakistani from Karachi, born and raised there. I'm currently a student at Harvard Business School as well. And I guess I will pass it on to the rest of the crew in case they have any questions, and so that they can utilize more.
Yeah, sure. I'll go for the Q&A directly, and in the end, I will give a concluding remark. Yeah, go on.
Good to meet you. Thank you for giving us time. My name is Kevin. I guess follow the rules. I'm a Chinese American, and I'm very curious to hear your take on the following. Today we met with the Chief of the Army, and in his remark, one thing that you brought up was how America would engage and disengage without some consistency in the region. I guess from your take, how can a re-engaged America change the landscape in Pakistan today? I guess I would love to hear your take on that. Thank you.
I just had a meeting with the American ambassador, and a very pleasant one. Yesterday, I had a brief interaction with the Foreign Office also. Let me succinctly and briefly tell you that for us, America is like an ocean. And we have to swim in that ocean and get best out of it, be it pearls or fish or anything, because it has so much to offer. If you have to remain connected with the global unfolding, particularly in the realm of technology, R&D, research and development, how could any nation or any society divorce itself from North America? No, it's not possible. And we are sane enough, we are rational enough to engage in this relationship. We feel all positivity towards it. Does not mean that everything America does or American thinks we agree with. Of course, we have very healthy disagreement on variety of issues. Our outlook for the region, our global outlook, it has convergence of interests also, and at times there is divergence of interest also, like any other nation. The areas I feel where we have commonality, it's the climate change. I've been constantly telling my team that it should be now part of our national security policy. It's becoming an existential threat to every nation state, not just Pakistan. Though we are the biggest victim of climate disaster. I'm sure everyone is aware of the floods we experienced last year in my province, from where I come from, Balochistan, and our adjacent Sindh. And there are other areas. The unification of America out of the Civil War, the Southerners and the Northerners, and the way it has created its federation, it has a lot of lessons, political lessons, administrative lessons for Pakistan too. So we see United States as a big power. But at the same time, we want to see it to turn itself into a great power. So it's not essential always that it would be great if it is big. And we want to partner that journey of greatness along with that. Our common human values. We primarily believe in inclusiveness. We borrow the terms, I've been constantly coining it for the last 10 days and talking about a Pakistani dream. So primarily I took it from American dream. Pursuit of happiness, all the right American values. Diversification. The kind of diversification you experience in the United States of America, it's hardly seen anywhere else in the world. It's tolerance. It has its own challenges. I'm not trying to portray as it's a small component of heaven. It's still part of the earth and it has all the earthly ills. But at a larger scale, the society is very tolerant. Then what they have produced in the last 200 years in the realm of knowledge and skill, it's amazing. Who could have thought in 17th century that there would be places like Berkeley and Yale and Columbia and Boston and Harvard? But they've done it in just 2 centuries. So the rest of the world has it to be envious of the United States, or it has to learn and benefit from it. So we do not believe in that irrational negative energy which has hysterical responses towards countries, towards societies, towards nations. I would like, and I personally believe, that we have a very healthy, engaging, and positive sort of vibes towards the United States of America. And we have got a history for that. Don't forget that we are the country. There would be people who would be telling you that, oh, OBL was recovered from Pakistan. Don't forget that the capitalist system's frontline state was Pakistan. The entire GDP of the Western Hemisphere, probably it is 20, 30, or 40 trillion dollars. It is preserved because we fought a war with Engels and Marxist ideas where the Soviet regime, along with the whole of the Eastern Europe, was giving and demonstrating an alternate political system and economic system. If we wouldn't have fought from 1979 to 1989, the $30 trillion of the capitalist economy probably wouldn't have been there. We contributed towards that. I'm not taking the entire credit for it, but we were in the forefront. But I feel at times we fail to articulate what have we contributed towards the global peace, towards the global security, towards the global economic and financial institutions which are now religiously followed everywhere in a very sacrosanct manner. We have contributed towards the establishment of all those systems. So that's how I see, or we see, I is the wrong pronoun, because I represent at the moment the entire state of Pakistan. I see it in a very positive light. Yes,